Hey, so I wanted to take a moment and welcome you to the month of August, which is also the month that we are doing the Deadlifts Over Depression fundraiser. So what is this? You might have seen me post some videos and photos and content on social media about it. So Deadlifts Over Depression is a fundraiser I started last year to raise awareness and some funds to get people engaged, to get people aware, to get people educated on the impact that exercise has on our mind, on our mental well-being. I share it quite openly, but I have had my own struggles with depression and anxiety and compulsive binge eating. And it was several years ago that I was experiencing that in its deepest form. It was a very big struggle, one of the most challenging times in my life, where I had gained 30 pounds in less than a year. I was simultaneously working as a personal trainer and a dietitian in the fitness industry. So it was something I felt completely ashamed of and embarrassed to reach out and talk to anybody about. The biggest transitional point for me was when I realized the power that movement had on my mind. How one class that I recall of yoga was the transitional point that stands out in my head, where I took this yoga class and I walked out and I was feeling extremely grateful that I got myself there, and extremely grateful that I pushed through and that I did it and I left it. I was sweating. It was a hot yoga class. I think it was Bikram. I was sweating. My clothes were soaked, and I went and I sat in my car and I started to cry because I realized I hadn't felt this good in a really long time. I hadn't felt this light. I hadn't felt this hopeful. I hadn't felt this connected to my body. I hadn't felt this productive, sort of tapped in to myself feeling, where I felt like a bit of my own self that I remembered again, versus this Walking Dead person that I had become. And it was then that I made the connection that exercise and movement, I was going to use that as a tool to help me get my mental health and my mental well-being back to a place where I felt like myself again, and I wanted to live, and I wanted to live and experience every single day to its fullest. My mission with Deadlifts Over Depression is to provide a platform for people who are having mental well-being challenges, and give them a place where they can go and be consistent and incorporate movement, not from a perspective of weight loss, not from a perspective of physical health or muscle building, but purely from, I do this because it helps my mind. It helps me feel like a whole person again. So the challenge for this month is a 60-second deadlift challenge. So a deadlift is basically an exercise that you can do to pick something up off the floor in a correct way. So anyone who can pick things up off the floor, if you can basically clean your apartment or your house, you can do this. Excuse me. I'm going to create a video that goes through and explains how to deadlift properly, so that if you want to do it, you can do it the right way. But you can literally do this challenge and have fun with it. You can do this challenge with a broomstick. You can do this challenge, hell, go crazy and go into the gym and do it, whatever. You could do this at home with your dog. That's what my client did last year. I deadlifted my sister on the beach last weekend for fun, and yeah, so you can have fun with it. You could wear something crazy. You can do it with friends. I had friends do it together last year, and that was a really fun video too. So you can get creative with it. There is a GoFundMe link if you are so gracious to make a donation. You can also just make the donation if you are not interested in doing the challenge. But I appreciate your support, and I appreciate your time in any way that you choose to give it. If you want to get a little bit more involved, we have stuff going on throughout the whole month of August, events and online stuff, interviews, all different things. So I would love, if you are so called to get involved, I would love to collaborate with you. You can email me directly if that's something you're interested in. Otherwise, guys, let's do this. It's gonna be great. Thank you so much. Bye.